So, good news, bad news. Good news is everything from Alibaba, Moo, Wish, Site, wherever that we put on here has managed to pretty much stay on here so far. I mean, we did toss thread locker on pretty much everything to make sure it would stay. So even if we did want to take it off willingly, we would pretty much need cutoff wheel and a square jar that would pretty much break our bank. Bad news is, actually, I should rethink how I tell good and bad news, because you don't want to end on bad news, right? You know, because then it leaves you at the end with the bad news last. Maybe we'll change that up some other day. Anyways, bad news is I should have changed the oil in this thing, I don't know, 100 miles ago, but I keep forgetting and I kept getting busy. So before we do anything else on this bike, we're gonna toss some new oil in this thing for the first time since we bought it. All right, so got this from Edwards Motorsports and RV. For some reason, I was like the quickest one that I could find. Yamaha OEM, those little rag gloves, little funnel, nice. I had to go with the Yamalube. 2 2/3 or something like that, pretty much. Of oil. So we'll toss this thing up on a stand real quick and start getting to this oil filter and drain plug to get this thing drained first. Nailed it. Sorry if you can hear the heaters in the background here. You know, us Florida people, you know, it got down into the 40s and I panicked. I went to every hardware store in the state of Florida, bought one of each heater they had, and now they're everywhere in here on. And now it's hotter than Satan's in here. Yeah, I said it. 40 degrees, and I'm dying. You know, that's why I live in Florida, so I don't have to deal with freezing cold temperatures. You know. All you people up north, they're like, it's 60, 40 degrees. Let me know where you live. How cold it's been this winter for you so far. So at night it gets down into the 20s, and I like to die. All right, we got our handy dandy little oil filter and drain plug here. Get those cracked off and get this drained. Jeez. That bad boy was on there. Looking good for the most part. So that's a good sign. All right, I am back. I thought, of course, that was my first problem. I thought I had one of these guys for this filter, but I didn't have the right one. So I had to run to the parts store real quick and grab one. Ooh, let's not push this off though. A little bit of this oil drain out first. Toss this drain plug back in. I did get a new drain plug, one with a magnet on it. Got the new pressure washer on there. Completely pointless, but I like the ones with the magnets, so. This new oil filter. Fill this oil filter up just a little. Of course, lube up the O-ring real good. That's all she needs. Get a little handy dandy AliExpress cap off. I like this little thing that this kit comes with, and it goes right into the bottle. Usually just throw a daggum funnel in there, but I was like, oh, this came with a kit, why not? So we'll get this filled back up to about the top line, turn it over, let it run for just a minute. We'll let some of this oil get into the oil filter, let the oil filter soak up some of it, and it should go back down into the dead center range perfectly. All right, that's about half of it. So yeah, she's a little full. Put this cat back on for a second and turn this thing over. Let some of this oil cycle and see where it sits here. As I figured, I put about almost half of that last quart in here. So we'll put a little bit more. It sucked it all down. The filter got some oil in it and all that good stuff. So as you can see, that was literally about almost 3/4 of a quart, right at 3/4 of a quart. And so it should be in the middle. There it is. Toss this cat back on, get these panels back on real quick, and move on to the next. Check for any leaks real quick one last time when we put all this back up. I think we're good. All right, let's get this thing tossed back together real quick. It'd help if you went to one side or the other, not the middle. If you have a R7, you know this, and you pulled these fairings, this little corner right here, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's like a little, I don't know if you camera can pick that up, but it kind of sits up on this or in it at that downward angle. So you gotta kind of go. It's not fun getting that lined up, because if not, and you just screw it up without getting it in there, it kind of sits lifted a little, just ever so slightly, just enough to drive you crazy. Anybody knows a trick on how to get that little thing on there, other than shaving it off? Let me know in the comments, because, oh, I got it. There we go. All right, gonna fire this up one more time, just let this oil sit down. All right, as you can see, it is good. It's right in the dead center again. Just a hair above the center, but that's okay. But we'll check everything thoroughly once we run it for a little bit longer or whatever, in a few days, and make sure everything's good. But I wanna make sure it gets up to temperature and all that stuff, and all the oil is able to cycle around and fill the filter. But that's it for the oil change. Super easy, do it yourself, a lot cheaper. But I'm gonna clean all this stuff up, and we are going to move on to the next. Got all that cleaned up. So I got the rest of the stuff that I ordered from AliExpress. I'm gonna toss on here. The more I look at this, the more is like, there's so much blue on here already, and now I'm about to put a bunch of more blue on here. But yeah, I got some black foot pegs. And what I thought about doing was actually pulling this brake lever as well as the shift lever over there, and probably trying to like spray paint these black. A lot of traffic obviously with your foot, so I don't know how well it's gonna work. For some odd reason, I bought the foot peg, but I didn't even look for these in black. I don't know, I may mess with it today. I may pull these off and just shoot them with several coats of kind of like a gloss black, and toss them on there for right now, and then look for some new ones that are in all gloss black and toss those on at a later time. But we will see, maybe, maybe not. Like I said, I got the black footrest, and I did get the blue on black Yamaha emblem, for the tanks. Some random little valve covers that were like, I think I actually got these free. And then the rear brake master cylinder, it's got like the little lever. It said that it was for an R7, but it actually says it's for a YZ250, which this is obviously not a YZ250. So it almost looks like it might fit, but I think this has a smaller thread than that one, but we'll see, we'll mess with it. I don't remember why I got these. I have a bunch of blue stuff on here already. Just kind of going crazy with blue. I don't even know where to put them. They're $1. We'll see. And then I'm gonna kind of go through the bike a little bit, and any of these blue fasteners I can change out. But let's go ahead and finish throwing the rest of this stuff on here so that we have like a 50% AliExpress bike and a 50% Yamaha R7, and see how long this bike lasts. Probably not long. Wonder what will fall off first. I'm gonna start with these foot pegs, footrests, whatever you want to call them. All the hardware. Okay, it comes with rotating clips. I was gonna say the stock ones have cotter keys in it. I was like, hopefully this comes with a cotter key or something, because I don't have a cotter key. So, super cheap. Things like, looks good. We'll see how they hold up. I'm gonna start with these. Get this cotter key pulled out. Maybe. I was hoping that it would be a better day today. Main reason why I don't want to really pull these and paint them today is because it's cold outside right now, and I don't know how well it's going to work. What I may do is I have some plastic covering. I may cover the bike with some plastic and just kind of throw these off into the corner and just kind of spray them a couple of times while they're in here, let them dry overnight, and then toss them back on tomorrow just to get them knocked out. That way I can have them on here for a little while and see how well that paint's going to hold up. I got some gloss black. I don't know, it says it adheres to anything and doesn't need primer, all that good stuff. I don't know how much I believe that. We may give it a try anyway, just to see how. Oh, goodness gracious, if I can get this thing out. Yeah, got it. All right. All right. I don't know, some of you R7 owners, I don't know if y'all have ever got this little bar off. You can see like where, I don't know if the camera can pick it up, where like I have put like vice grips, I put everything on here. I put the original wrench that fits this on there. I could not break it free. Put some vice grips and sprayed some stuff in there and try to get it off. It's like they freaking welded this thing up in there with some Loctite, and you can see it all in here. All right, I'm gonna get this whole assembly off so that I can get to the Allen key behind it. Pull this brake lever. I was wondering where, I was like, where in the world does this come from? It's from my dodo self pulling it off and then scraping it. Good job. And then I was wondering where, I was like, my foot doesn't hit this when I'm riding. Where is this coming from? It's because I keep going like that and then taping this up. That's all right, it is what it is. All right, now we can get these two springs off of here. This bolt, and then I don't have another cotter key. I have to try to save that one. Get this out here, and that way I can spray this real quick. Oh, it's got a washer on it too. It's gone forever. Just kidding, found it. All right, there we go. Had to fight with them for a second, but we got them both off. That boy was on there. All right, get a little 10 millimeter. We're gonna back these off. And we're probably gonna tape these threads up and hit this as well. See how it turns out. Now we can kind of get this all cleaned up, taped up, scuffed up. I don't know how well this paint's gonna adhere to this material. I'll give it a shot. All right, so against my better judgment, pretty much how I live my life. So I got all these scuffed up and got them all taped and all that, real good and everything. And I got a heater. It's like on super low. It's probably gonna blow debris on it. I'm gonna grab each piece and I'm just gonna roll outside real quick and spray them down. Then come back up here, hang them up, let them sit right there and dry a little bit. Put a couple of coats on there. Kind of see what kind of product we get at the end. So let's go ahead and get them sprayed in. So these came out pretty good, for a rattle can. Hopefully they stick pretty good. They lay down, that paint that I used laid down really nicely. Obviously the camera can't really see it. And they came out pretty good. So I'm gonna let those dry for a little while. I'm gonna go get something to eat real quick, come back, and we'll start working on the pegs. I might wait till tomorrow to toss those on or later in the video because it's kind of getting a little bit late in the night. So I'm not gonna be doing this a whole lot longer, but we'll kind of see how far we get and how dry they are when we get there. All right, so I'm gonna quickly shift gears. Stuff is still a little bit tacky. I don't wanna put it on there yet. So I'm gonna give that a while. We'll do that at the very last. Again, I may even do it tomorrow, just let it dry overnight and all that stuff. So I don't have any issues with it, but I'm gonna go ahead and pull these emblems off and put these blue ones on. So I'm gonna get the heat gun, try to heat this up a little bit and see how easy I can get these off. Well, that one just flopped off. So those look pretty good. Honestly, pretty easy to put on. Better than those chrome looking ones. Let's move on to the next little thing. So since we got the alcohol and a microfiber towel, I'm gonna toss these on. I don't even really know why I got these. I was like trying to find a good place to put them. Only thing I could really think of was right here, and they kind of fit perfect. So I don't know, here's the edge there, and there's the edge there. I can kind of roll it back just a little bit. Edge and edge. So they kind of fit perfectly right here. Plus one on each side. I don't know how I feel about it, but kind of how most everything is that I'm tossing on here. This kind of looks funny or whatever at the end of the day, then pull it off and move on with our lives. Maybe. All right, I don't know how well this is gonna sit with me. You're probably thinking like, why the heck did you put it on there then, dummy? That's a good question. No, but I've never been like a decal on my bike or a vehicle or anything like that type of person. I always kept like every sticker, decal, everything off of my vehicles. But it was blue. I just wanted to see it. Like I said, it's pretty easy to pull it off if I decide not to keep it on there or anything like that. It kind of looks a little tacky to me with everything else. It's almost like there's getting to be too much blue. I don't know. And some of the blue is a little different, like these emblems are different blue than, but whatever. You know, like I said, it is what it is. Maybe it'll wear on me and we'll leave it. I don't know. We'll see. So I guess we'll move on to the hardest part of this entire thing. It'll be real tough. Real tough. Got it first try. How about that? Oh my. Ooh, fancy. And these are a lot bigger, and I mean, they're not heavy, but they're heavier than a little plastic valve stem. I wonder if I can knock off the balance of my wheel. Surely not, right? Guess we'll see. See if we can go 2 for 2. Yeah. Yep, that's 1 horsepower in the back and another horsepower in the front. Look at that. Boom. 2 horsepower right there. Done. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with all that extra horsepower that I'm adding on here. All right, not messing around. I think we're gonna toss this on. This thing is insanely cheaply made. I don't know if they're all like that. I've never got one of these rear seat cowls, but this thing, I was hoping this was like rubber at least, but it's plastic. All right, this thing was so cheaply made, it actually hurts me. So this little, yeah. So only hardware I got was literally this little nut, and this thing, and then this. There's nothing else whatsoever. And this has little threaded pieces. I'm missing hardware, and I kind of see why. There's holes right here so that you can screw in the hardware that's supposed to, you know, come with the kit. Fantastic. Well, will you look at that? Guess it all worked out. Sort of. Not really. All right, so as you can see, I'm definitely just kind of fumbling through all this because nothing from AliExpress comes with directions whatsoever. Like, I mean, most of this is obviously easy and self-explanatory, but it's probably what these are for, I bet. Comment down below if you know. Is that why these two are like little threaded pieces that aren't used so that you can put a rear cowl on it instead of a seat? Probably people in here like, what the heck? You don't know how to do that? That's what that's for. Okay, this is the first bike I've put one of these rear cowls on. I like the cleaner look of these. So then, yeah, that's gotta be what that's for. Thanks for letting me know now, guys. This little plastic piece is pushing on these, and that thing is super flimsy. I'm only gonna assume this isn't gonna line up. All right, so real quick, before I try to put this on here for the 900th time, what I had to do was cut, I don't know if you can see, little notches out of this plastic. Because this was sitting right here like that. And you can't really see, but as I push it down. Yeah, this little arm was hitting this, and it was essentially pushing this up. So it was kind of like at a weird angle when I was trying to put it on there. So I just cut little notches on both sides, and now it's kind of freely there now. I'm not binding up against this. I just kind of made these holes a little bit bigger so that these would fit in there without getting caught. This thing does not fit very good on here. Holy cow, that was a fight. I mean, you get what you pay for, right? You know, it's super cheap. As you've seen, it was missing hardware, no directions, blah, 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 all that good stuff. So I did get it on there the first time, and then this little hanger that hooks there, this was kind of flapping up and down. And so I put some material and stuff around the little hanger on there, and then like kind of wedged it back on there, and now it's on there. I'm sure there's good quality ones out there where this is probably actually rubber. That would be nice if this was the same material. I think these decals are kind of, I mean, like this is gloss, so it kind of makes it look a little bit better rather than the seat. But let's move on to whatever else we got left. Get this wrapped up. All right, last little thing other than the pegs. I'm gonna run around and toss some of these blue fasteners on some of these, trade them out for some of the chrome ones that are on the bike around here. We're gonna go back to the pegs. That all should be dried and everything over there. It's been sitting there baking for hours now. Again, I'm gonna run around, toss a couple of these, trade a couple of these fasteners out, and then we'll get all that tossed back on. I can't actually really change these out because you can see the threads on this compared to the ones that came in that kit obviously don't match up. Now, that being said, it does come with all the little nut plates that these screws go to. I'd have to pull all the plastics out and put these in place of the old nut plates that these stock ones go to. So I'm definitely not going to do that. I did change a couple of them out. Like the windscreen here has the same exact pattern. There's like one or two on each side that has the same pattern as these blue ones. So there's a lot of black ones already on here. Then on the main fairings here, there's like a lot of like chrome ones. So kind of looks a little tacky. I wish they would went black with all of them. So I probably actually will just get a kit and make sure they're the exact same thread pattern as this and just put black ones all over it. So, but anyways, we're gonna go ahead and start putting these foot pegs back on and get this video wrapped up. All right, I'm gonna start with this side because this is gonna be the easier side. Get some of this old Loctite off here. Not too bad. Now, how will the paint hold up? That's the real question. Throw some Loctite on here. We'll kind of toss quite a bit on there. There was quite a bit on there to begin with, so assume that it was there for a reason. I'll mess with this adjustment on this guy later. Adjust it back to where I want it. This is probably gonna be it. Ooh, off it goes. All right, let's get this started. Maybe, there we go. There we go. All right, that is it for this side. Looks much better with the black. I don't know if I'll stick these on here or not. Maybe. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I don't know. I'll leave it. You can't really tell all that much. So hop to the other side. Also, I wasn't gonna toss this on, but this is in fact not the same thread pattern. Yeah, we'll just leave it like this and move on. Just super easy. Oh, it was so hard coming off. Fun to deal with. Sure, put this washer back on here too between these. So as you can see already, this probably isn't gonna work. Unfortunately, you can see it got nicked right here. It did, like the paint didn't stick to this well enough. I didn't think it would, but it was worth a try. It was kind of like banging up against this when I was trying to get the nut in it. Oh well, we'll get some actual black ones like these pegs. I got the rest of these little gadgets put on here from AliExpress. These emblems, the pegs, them seeing the disaster of a painted brake and clutch. These little decals here in this cowl. I kind of like the cowl. It's cheap, but it looks good. Better than the rear seat. Again, I don't know about these. Maybe they'll grow on me. We'll see. And then a couple, of course, little fasteners kind of here and there that were blue. Like I said, they don't match, so we'll find something out. I might go all black with these if I can find the right ones, or maybe if I find the blue ones, I might go blue. But that's gonna be enough messing around with this AliExpress stuff. It's kind of been pretty much a nightmare, as you can see. Nothing comes with directions, nothing really fits true, all that stuff. A couple of these things were nice, like these frame sliders. Those were probably about the only thing that I didn't really have a problem with. Maybe the oil cap. Everything else, there was something, I guess the decals, it's a sticker, you know. If that didn't fit right, then I think there might be a different problem. What do you think? You know, is it too much? Too much R7? There's R7 ohms all over it. Random blue things kind of here and there. I just wanted to see what the bike would look if I went like blue with a bunch of, or sorry, black with a bunch of like blue pieces and accents and stuff like that all over the bike. I think it kind of looks pretty good. There's a couple of things that I don't really like, may grow on me for sure. So, but yeah, definitely stay tuned. I've been kind of like putting it off, the triple tree, the grips, the levers, the clip-ons, all that stuff, because it's going to take me quite a while to do all of that stuff, and I just haven't had time to do that. And then I still got the windscreen, and I never got the mirrors from AliExpress. They did give me a refund, never really got those, but I did order some new ones in which I actually have those in, so I'll definitely be making a video of the windscreen and the mirrors here very soon, so definitely stay tuned for that. Yeah, again, let me know what you think. Is it too much? Too much R7 stuff? Too much blue stuff? Some of the blues aren't even the same color. I think that's kind of what's throwing me off a little bit. But again, I think it looks, you know, pretty good. So, but if you enjoyed the video, guys, definitely hit that like button for me if you don't mind. Hit that subscribe button. It is 110% free. And like I said, stay tuned. Got some more videos on this bike and possibly a new bike coming to the channel as well already. So stay tuned. As always, though, guys, ride safe. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.
I'm grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label.